The false dilemma, also known as a false dichotomy, is a logical fallacy that occurs when a complex issue or debate topic is presented as having only two opposing options. This ignores the potentially wide spectrum of alternatives that may exist between the two extremes. As a rhetorical device, the false dilemma fallacy is used across the political spectrum by politicians on the left and right, not only to simplify debates but also to gain support and discredit opponents. While effective in stirring the emotions of voters, false dilemmas hinder critical thinking and oversimplify issues. This can deepen political divides. What is a false dilemma? The false dilemma fallacy asserts that you are either with us or against us. You are either on our side or you're on the opposite side. You're either our friend or our enemy. It creates a black and white narrative, ignoring the many shades in between. It's a misleading argumentative strategy that forces a binary choice on one or the other, even when other valid positions and points of view exist. The false dilemma fallacy can frame debates in ways that shut down open conversations, discussions, and critical engagement. Let's consider some examples of how the false dilemma is used by both left-wing and right-wing supporters. False dilemmas on the political left. On the left, false dilemmas are frequently used in social justice debates. A common example is, you either support our view or you're a racist. While this framing comes from an apparent desire to confront systemic racism, it alienates those who have different perspectives on how to manage these societal issues. Having a different point of view is not racist. Likewise, a person may be uninformed rather than malicious. Taking the time to calmly discuss the issue would help them better understand your perspective, rather than shouting at them, using guilt-tripping tactics, and calling them names such as racist. In climate change debates, left-leaning rhetoric might include statements like, you either believe humans are responsible for climate change, or you're an ignorant climate change denier who doesn't believe in science. This undermines the perspectives of all of the scientists who don't believe humans are primarily responsible for climate change and those who are undecided due to a lack of evidence. While intended to highlight the urgency of climate change, this simplification ignores everyone who doesn't support their view. It's important to have serious discussions about the economic cost of certain green policies and their feasibility, rather than simply dismissing those who don't want to rush into hasty decisions. The false dilemma fallacy is frequently used in gender and identity politics. Consider a claim such as, you either affirm someone's gender identity or you're erasing their existence and harming them with violence. Again, this discussion doesn't have to be binary, where you either support transgender people unconditionally or you're oppressing them. This claim disregards the fact that many people are undecided due to legal implications and the effect on other groups, such as women and girls. Presenting disagreement as outright hate shuts down open discussions that could lead to mutual understanding. J.K. Rowling said she loves and supports trans women, but she doesn't want them in safe spaces for girls, such as ladies' toilets and dressing rooms. The left were outraged and called for boycotts of her books and movies. She received dozens of death threats and had to increase security around her home. All this when she said she loves and supports trans women. This case is the perfect illustration of the false dilemma fallacy in action. False dilemmas on the political right. False dilemmas from the right can also be seen in economic debates, such as you either support capitalism or you support socialism and communism. This reduces the broad range of economic models into binary opposition where you can choose either or. Many modern economies function effectively with elements of both market capitalism and government intervention and support systems, such as government-funded healthcare and social safety nets. Consider the statement, "You either support the police or you support criminals." This framing ignores legitimate concerns about police corruption, accountability, and systemic bias. The statement implies that questioning authority in the police is synchronous with endorsing lawlessness. On the far left, many politicians have called for the police and prisons to be disestablished, but these are people with extreme views that do not reflect the views of most left-wing voters. Why false dilemmas persist? False dilemmas are emotionally powerful and can be used to easily manipulate those who are uninformed about a particular issue. They reduce complex issues into moral absolutes and try to force you to take sides. Politicians, the media, and political activists across the spectrum use false dilemmas to build loyalty, gain votes, and frame debates in terms that benefit their own agenda. The risks of false dilemmas. False dilemmas ruin the opportunity to have open debates and discourse. It promotes division, tribalism, discourages critical thinking, denies people the opportunity to learn about both sides of the argument, and makes opponents seem more extreme than they really are. False dilemmas prevent discussion and the exploration of compromise and long-term solutions. The false dilemma fallacy reduces arguments to an either-or scenario that narrows our thinking and analysis of a topic and polarizes public discussion. Recognizing the false dilemma fallacy is the first step towards productive debates. The world is rarely black and white, and consequently our arguments shouldn't be either. Stay strong.